Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Elok Fitria Brilliantini Sukarsih and I am currently in 8th grade studying at Junior High School 18, Tangerang Selatan. To celebrate Teachers Day, I will be telling you guys about all of my favorite teachers all throughout my life. Let's get started. In 1st grade, I was in Australia and at that time, my English was still not good enough. During that time, my homeroom teacher was Mrs. Stewart. She was a really kind person. She taught me to speak English like I am speaking right now. I wouldn't be here without her. Even though she tried to help me with my English, she also taught herself how to speak Bahasa Indonesia so she can talk to me. One of her favorite things to say was "Apa kabar" and "Selamat makan," which she always used when we were about to have lunch. I want to thank her so much because I wouldn't be here without her. Thank you, Mrs. Stewart. The second teacher is when I got back to Indonesia. When I got back to Indonesia, I was put in class 4B and my homeroom teacher was Mrs. Rum. She was a really kind person, really patient too. She helped me with my Bahasa Indonesia because at that time it was still really stiff. While Mrs. Stewart taught me English, she taught me Bahasa Indonesia. She also helped me with my studies and I will thank her so much. I will never forget your kindness. Thank you, Mrs. Rom. The third teacher is my 6th grade homeroom teacher, which was Mrs. Sri. She was really kind again and really patient. She helped me with my studies during 6th grade. One day, she taught me about batik. At first, I was really confused considering the fact that I don't know anything about batik, but I told her I'd be glad to learn about it. We then had tutoring sessions at her house and she signed me up for a competition. During the competition, I was very nervous, but I did my best and I won. I made some beautiful memories with Mrs. Sri and I will never forget her. I want to thank her so much because without her I wouldn't be here. Thank you, Mrs. Sri. Last but not least, it is my 8th grade homeroom teacher, which is Mrs. Sophie. She is very kind and motivational in my opinion. Every day, she would remind us to study and also tells us the benefits and motivates us to study harder. I really like that about her. She is very positive and motivational. Overall, I really like all of my teachers and those were not all of my past teachers. I really like them all equally and I don't really have a favorite. I want to thank all of them for being there for me and helping me with my studies. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi